I think in the last few years, women have become independent. They're earning. I think they're doing everything by themselves. They have their own debit card, credit card. They make their own decisions on what to buy for themselves. They're educated. So I think just the last bastion probably left for women to feel completely independent and empowered, I feel, is personal finance, because I still feel that women are a bit scared of failing or going wrong and being told by their fathers and their husbands and their brothers that why did you do such a big blunder of investing in so and so company and investing in the markets. So I feel that this is probably not taking responsibility for our personal finance and delegating all the decisions to the men in the house is our way of staying risk averse. But I feel that the ultimate way to just be independent and be accountable is to also take control of our personal finance. So I think that women need to start going out there, taking some risks, taking some decisions on their own, because we all make mistakes irrespective of gender, and we only learn by trying these things for the first time. So I definitely, every time I speak to my friends, I tell them, and my colleagues, I tell them that, try it out, invest. And I feel investing is a bit like life. You need to be consistent, you need to be patient, you need to just stay in the game and focus on being in it for the long run rather than just trying to take shortcuts. So if you're nervous and trying it out for the first time, I think the best way is to just invest some amounts in companies that you believe in or in mutual funds that you believe in, and then forget about it. Just stay in it for many years and it'll definitely be something that's worth the time and the money that you put in. I feel that the first step to investing is learning a bit about what kind of investments they should be doing. So whether they want to play safe or what is their risk appetite, how much they should be investing on a month-to-month basis. So I feel just building some awareness around it by reading articles and reading. There is a lot of information available on apps. Talking to their friends is a good starting point. I think it's important to start small. Don't start very big. Don't take risks. Start small. Play safe bets. Do whatever you're comfortable with. And then as and when you learn and you get the experience of it, then you can start growing your portfolio. So I feel that, what happens in marathons, and the same as applies to investing, is that you don't see any quick results. You have to just keep at it for a long period of time before the results come in. Many times there are setbacks, like you're training for an event and then you start practicing and then you're working very hard, but then suddenly you have this race where you perform very badly and you get demotivated, and at that time you feel like you want to quit. But I think the single biggest secret to succeeding in a marathon is to not quit, to just patiently stay in there, to pace yourself so that you don't go too fast too soon. I think that applies to investing as well. The way to really do it is to be patient, to take baby steps, to have belief that if I take baby steps, I be consistent over a long period of time, I will actually make it to the finish line. So that whole faith in believing in finishing, not trying to make rush decisions, staying patient, staying consistent, not getting demoralized by failures or setbacks, I think is the same that applies to investing. So for me, my dad is actually a professor, and he works at AIMS. It's a government job. So all my life, I've seen my parents have all their investment in just two areas. One is real estate, and the other is fixed deposits. So I already, at 23, I decided to start up. So I was already taking the biggest risk of my life, where I was going to put my opportunity cost was what I could have potentially earned in a place I worked. I was putting it all at stake by actually starting up and trying to run my own business. For me, I thought that because I'm taking this big risk and coming from a conservative family, which is where everybody's been in a service background and nobody ever started a business. this was enough risk for me. So whenever I saved anything, I would just put it in fixed deposits. So till I turned, I think about 30, the only investments I did were in fixed deposits. And I played very safe because I knew that I wanted to put all my eggs and all my risks in my business basket and not take any risks outside of that. And it is, when you run a company, there is a lot of risk, but that is probably the highest potential of a big upside which an entrepreneur really has. If an entrepreneur, if their business succeeds, what they make through that will be significantly more than what they could make through any investments in the markets. And that's what my approach was. What happened is, interestingly, at one of our, our investors have this portfolio event, and one of these portfolio events where there were some other companies, there was a tech app that somebody presented, which had, a platform where you could get for zero or low brokerage, you could invest directly in mutual funds and in the markets. And they were talking about that, and one of our investors actually asked us in a room full, saying that I hope there's nobody here who doesn't invest in the markets. And it was probably a room of like 30 guys and maybe 2 or 3 women. And I was the only one who raised my hand saying that I'm just doing fixed deposits. I'm not investing in the markets yet because I don't want to risk it, and that's what I learned from my dad. And I remember our investor saying that, you have to just try it out because there is no comparison between the returns that you get in fixed deposit and in the markets. But, just start slow and start small. So I tried out, I downloaded the app. My investor was somebody who I really have a lot of respect for, Anand Dunia of India Portion. So I actually downloaded the app, I tried it out. And then, of course, as luck would have it, so the market started doing well and I got excited about it, and then I moved all my fixed deposit to markets. And then within 1 or 2 years, the markets went through a bad patch, and I was, every time I would meet him, I would be like, see what you've done. I would have made so much money in an FD, but now the markets are down. And the only thing he said is that don't exit, just hang in there. And then, of course, the markets went through like a crazy upside, and so much so that even my mom's now started moving her fixed deposits to markets because she's also very excited about it. I feel that right now we're again at a time when the markets are down, but for people who are long-term oriented, I don't think it's something to worry about. I never open the app and look at where my investments are. I just keep it there and forget about it unless there is a specific requirement, in which case I would look at it. And of course, when I go into it thinking about where to invest, I do some research. What are the companies I believe in? What are the companies whose business I understand? Technology, retail, consumer, categories where I think India is going to have a big change in the next 2 decades. Those are the categories I invest in. So I still feel that I may not be the best investor out there, but as long as the decision is mine, and I am responsible for my personal finance and I am responsible for my financial freedom, I think it's the right decision for me. So I think Dhan's initiative of reducing the brokerage for women till the platform gets 50% women investors is very bold. Trust me, it's going to take many, many years to happen because, this is one of those mental blocks I feel that women have. Like when we're growing up, someone tells you that, oh, women are not supposed to be good at math, and we believe that. And then sometimes, somebody says that, oh, money matters are best left to men, and we believe that. So I do feel that it is an uphill task. But there is a lot of awareness and education happening around it. Unfortunately, even the most educated and independent women still don't make their own personal finance decisions. But I do hope educational drives like this one, as well as the incentives that you're putting in place to attract more women, will eventually bring more women to that. And I feel that it's one of those things, just like investing, right? It's a very long challenge, but you have to also be patient and consistent and keep bringing women slowly. And hopefully very soon we reach that 50%.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risk. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.